I've got new glasses, and life is just as crazy as ever because I'm the mama. So today I've got a rather heavy subject. April is Sexual Abuse Awareness Month. Here's the bottom line. It's really important to not deny this subject as much as it's a horrible, unpleasant subject that who wants to talk about this? But talking about it is what prevents it. If you talk about it with your kids, with your neighbors, with your friends, that is the most effective way of preventing it and addressing it if it has come up. Some quick statistics. I got these from a website called laurenskids.org. There are lots of different places online where you can find statistics on sexual abuse, and they all have slight variations in the numbers, but they're pretty close. The resource I used seems to skew a little bit more, making it sound a little more dire, so I hope that they're wrong, but that's where I got these particular ones, and I'm just citing what they said. There are more than 39 million survivors of sexual abuse in America. 1 in 3 girls will be sexually abused before age 18. 1 in 5 boys will be sexually abused before they reach 18. 1 in 5 children are solicited sexually online before age 18. 30% of sexual abuse is never reported. Nearly 70% of all reported sexual assault is on children 17 or under. 20% of child victims are under 8. 90% of child victims of sexual abuse know their perpetrator in some way. 95% of sexual abuse is preventable with education. 38% of sexual abusers of boys are female. And there is worse lasting emotional damage when a child is sexually abused starting before age 6 and when it lasts several years. Child abuse occurs at every socioeconomic level, across ethnic and cultural lines, within all religions, at every education level. It's not a pleasant subject. Nobody wants to talk about it. But the reality is, if you talk about it, if your kids know about it, come here, Thea. What did we talk about? Tell me.
You told me that you read a story about a girl who was upset because they had a nanny, and the nanny kept touching her and doing bad things to her, and she told the girl not to tell anybody, and so she didn't for a long time, and then finally she was like so upset, so she had to tell them, and then they sent the nanny to jail. Mama. And
I talked to you about how if anybody ever made you feel uncomfortable in the way they treated you, that you should tell me right away, right?
Yeah. And you talked to Kieran about that too.
Yeah, I did. Thanks. So that was the conversation I had with Thea, and a similar one with Kieran. And I talked to Jaden and Zoe about the meaning of no, and about who was okay to touch them or be near them, and who's okay to change their diaper. And now I'm going to leave it. I'm going to answer questions if they come up. I'll try to keep it alive as part of the conversation, but not in a constant barrage of things kind of way. I just want it to become part of their reality where they know they can talk to me about anything, and where what I hope to get across to them is that adults are responsible for adult behavior and for what adults do, and that my children won't be punished for anything an adult ever does to them. So I'm hoping that I won't make them paranoid, but I will have them know their own boundaries and where they're allowed to draw their boundaries. Just Google sexual abuse prevention and you'll get lots of hits about things you can do, curriculums you can get a hold of, but absolutely do it. The stories I have read that are testimonials about the kids and what's going on, it's someone they know and trust, which means they hook them in with, we have a secret, we did this together, and you'll get in trouble if you tell anybody. The perpetrator doesn't say, oh, I'll get in trouble if you do this. It's the kid. You, the kid, have done something wrong, and you will be the one to get in trouble if we tell somebody. So it's a matter of making sure your child knows that they are not to blame for anything an adult does, that adults are the ones that are making those mistakes or decisions. And saying over and over again, if there's anybody that makes your child uncomfortable, to come tell you. There are plenty of stories of older children being the ones that are molesting younger children. So just being willing to talk about it is the most important thing I think that any of us can do. Perhaps some misinformation will be out there. Perhaps it won't all be perfect the way we communicate about it. But say something. Let's not let this continue to be the dark secret of society where nobody wants to talk about it and nobody wants to risk that they could be wrong if their gut's telling them something's not right and they don't say anything. That's what I wanted to share about a really difficult, sad subject. I urge you to do your own research and look things up because I'm just a mom. I'm not an expert by any wild stretch of the imagination. Help protect your kids and kids everywhere by knowing and sharing that knowledge. See you next time. Bye.